Now, we spoke last week off camera about, is it ever too early to talk about Origin? We both know it's not.
No, never.
You've got your Queensland shirt on today, but we're going to be talking about New South Wales. The Blues probably, on paper, should win. Like a lot at the moment, they're in a bit of a golden period, but it's just not happening for them.
No.
In your mind, who's in, who's out?
Well, I think I mentioned during pre-season that I'm pretty high on Matt Burton, potentially replacing Jerome Luai this year in the halves. Bit hard to gauge. Penrith have only played a couple of games. Luai wasn't great the first round, bounced back in the second round. Burton's been solid without being spectacular for the Dogs, but they're still working on some combos and that there. So I reckon that one's up in the air. Josh Adokar's obviously going to come back in.
Yep.
But the big two for me come in the forward pack. Me and Buzz, we're agreeing a lot lately. I saw he wrote a column, I think yesterday or today. Hamole Olukwatu from Manly, been fantastic the first few rounds for the Sea Eagles. Been a bit of a rocks and diamonds player, I suppose, the last couple of years. Had a real breakout year in 21 when they made the finals. 22, bit hit and miss, as some young forwards can be, but he looks like someone that's primed for an Origin debut. And the other guy I really like is Keon Koloamatangi from South Sydney. I'm surprised he hasn't played Origin yet. He's so consistent.
He's been part of the squad though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been like 19th, 20th man, there or thereabouts. But if you look through the forwards that New South Wales had last year, who's on the chopping block?
Sims.
Tarek Sims, I think, played one, maybe two of the games last year. He's not playing Origin this year, surely.
Gerbo?
Everyone loves him. Manly are winning. I think it'll be hard to drop him, but if he's going to play, I don't see the merit in him coming off the bench. So I think he's got to start probably at prop.
Yeah, okay. Crichton, you'd have to assume, won't.
Yeah, even though there are some reports coming out that he's possibly looking at a return in maybe round 8 or 9, I couldn't imagine him with, missing the first chunk of the season and everything else he's got going on. I think Origin would be the last thing on his mind, and I don't think he'd be rushed back into the team.
Don't like the chances of the Saifidis.
No, I don't think so. I think they'll be hard pressed getting in this year just with, Junior Barlow, Payne Haas, Campbell Gillard, Gerbo, Isaiah Yeo. There's your middle forwards there, I would think. And the good thing with someone like Keon, if he does get selected, is that he's played plenty of middle for South as well.
Was Madison part of it last year?
Madison played one game. I think he played the series opener.
Okay.
But then I don't think he featured after that. Wouldn't think he's going to be there. And the big one for me, I know Penrith fans will be coming at me with their pitchforks, but I know Liam Martin shouldn't be in a Bush jumper. No,
Why?
Not for me. He doesn't he's a solid player. He runs hard. He tackles hard, but he just doesn't have the impact. And if you look at the Queensland forwards and who they could potentially have in the team, they've got some really exciting and explosive players.
Yeah.
You look at Jeremiah Nane, obviously played last year, and we know what he's capable of, even if he's been a bit behind the 8 ball to start this season. David Fafita, if he gets picked, I know he's a rocks and diamonds kind of player, but he can individually do things that other players could only dream of. Jaden Sewer's been fantastic early in the season for the Dragons as well. So they're real explosive kind of forwards, and Liam Martin isn't really that kind of player, and I think Keon or Hamole should 100% be in the team ahead of him. Whether he does get selected and they fit both of those guys on the bench remains to be seen, but I'd be looking at Keon and Hamole instead.
Do you not need someone like Martin? So he's got an incredible motor. He's good for the first 20 minutes. He doesn't shirk anything. I think he's a pretty good defender.
I don't think so. He was pretty solid in the World Cup as well, and he does great work for Penrith, and should be there or thereabouts in the Blues discussion. But for me, if we're looking player to player, I don't think he's going to offer as much as the other guys I've mentioned.
Okay, so in your mind at the moment, how many players do you think will be replaced? Adokar definitely back in.
Adokar back in for Tupou, probably.
Yeah.
I would say Fox and Brian Toto will be the wingers for New South Wales. Luai Burton, flip a coin, I suppose, at the moment. The other one's the utility role, if they are going to roll with the utility. Like, I know Freddie loves Jack Wyden, but Nico Hines is Dally Young medalist last year, can cover a lot of positions. I guess in Jack's benefit, he's a bigger body and can probably play in the forwards too. So I would say Wyden probably keep his spot, but the forwards is where it's going to be up for grabs. Obviously, like Payne Haas and Junior Barlow will be there. Gerbo will probably be there. Murray and Isaiah Yeo will be there. But the other few spots are up in the air, I would say. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting 6 to 8 weeks to see who, puts their nose in front.
I'm interested to see what they do. It's interesting to say that about 14 with Whiten, because I think they need Whiten as 14 because that then frees up. They've got 3 or 4 guys who could play the 2 centre roles. Like, Trell's got to be one of them.
You would think if they're fit, Trell and Turbo should
that'll
probably
be
the centres. Yeah, but they've got so many to choose from as well, don't they, New South Wales?
Campbell Graham just sitting there, just being like, really happy for everybody.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, played in the World Cup and that, and he's probably not going to be in the New South Wales team.
So minimum 5 changes, you reckon?
Yeah, 4 or 5 I can see for the Blues. Yeah, definitely. And then hookers, the other one, Appy and Damien Cook. I think Appy would be pretty clear in front, but if the Tigers keep going like that, and South, start playing some good footy, or Reece Robson keeps going the way he is, there's certainly options there for New South Wales.